morning, everybody. This is your Labour candidate, Michael O'Halloran.
Islington North is a crowded, crumbling constituency which has been held by Labour for 32 years. An estimated 10,000 of its 45,000 voters are Irish, and so is the Labour candidate Michael O'Halloran. This could be a decisive factor tomorrow, even though Mr O'Halloran's selection was far from a unanimous party decision.
Will you be voting Labour?
Oh, well, that's a very personal question, isn't it?
I know, but...
Well, I'm afraid that's a very personal question.
No, I'm dyed in the wool Labour, but providing from proviso. Hope you tighten up the immigration laws.
Will you be voting Labour?
Yes, we've never had it so good.
After what was, in the last local election, a disaster for your party, how do you fancy your chances, Mr O'Halloran?
Well, very confident. We have completed 100% canvass, and we're quite certain that we're going to win next Thursday.
On what issues are you, in fact, campaigning?
On housing, which is the main issue in Islington, we've got 11,000 on the waiting list, and that's what approximately 90% of the people that I have seen in this campaign have questioned me about. When are they going to get rehoused?
What sort of response have you got as you've gone from door to door?
Very good, very good. I campaigned in the last local council elections, and in many of the areas that I've recanvassed again, the doubtfuls there at that time are now saying that they are voting Labour.
Conservative candidate Andrew Pearce, a 32-year-old building firm executive, needs a swing of 14% to win the seat. And if current opinion polls are any guide, his chances are slim. Yet last year in the borough elections in Islington, swings to the Tories were as high as 47%. Mr Pearce is not Irish, but he has an Irish wife, a fact his election manifesto has made no secret of. When he's not energetically selling the Tory party, he's attacking the Labour candidate for 15 months of silence as a Labour councillor.
Morning. Andrew Pearce is my name. I'm the Conservative candidate in the election. Thursday's voting day. I wondered if we could get your support. Do you think you'll be on our side?
I think I'm underage.
But take this.
I don't know,
That's my name.
Sorry, I don't know.
I'm Andrew
Sorry,
Pearce.
I don't know.
I'm from the Conservatives. Andrew Pearce, your Conservative candidate. I know you're on our side, but I'd just like to introduce myself
I'm not on your
personally.
side, as a matter of fact.
Oh, you're not? I'm sorry.
No.
Is it your parents that are with us, then?
They might be. Whether they still are, I don't know. They used to be at once.
What do you think are the big issues this time? Cost of living, that sort of thing?
Well, for local government?
No, it's for the parliamentary election.
Oh, is it? I know nothing about it.
Now, in view of the recent lack of favour of the Tories in the opinion polls, what do you think your chances are?
I think they're really very good. I don't think these polls have been taken round here, you know. The response we're getting is a very good one. Very good indeed.
What exactly are you selling yourself on?
Cost of living is the big issue. This is far and away the main thing, followed by housing and immigration.
Now, this seems to be an area where there's a great deal of lethargy when it comes to election time. What sort of response have you been getting?
Well, you've got to remember there's a tremendous number of people around here have moved. Quite often a quarter of the population have moved inside 12 months. And so the lethargy isn't quite all that it seems. But our Conservatives this time are determined to go out and do their stuff for us.
Islington has one of London's worst housing records, and today the borough shares with Hackney 100,000 inadequate homes. In 1961, the Milner Holland report showed that over 70% of Islington families lacked 4 basic amenities: stove, sink, bath or lavatory. Austin Williams claims that after 8 years, the situation is little changed, and this persuaded him to stand as an independent. Mr Williams, another of Islington's Irish, is a social worker who is familiar with the problems of the area. His campaign is being supported by actress Diane Hart.
This day and age, the jet age and all that, to be without a bathroom and for many people to be going out to their gardens, to their lavatories, is too ridiculous for words.
Is there any one section of the community that you expect to get your votes from?
Well, I mean, it's famous. I mean, it's well known that, you know, too large a percentage of people are fed up and the teeth with anything like voting. I mean, they're so disgruntled, and I think rightly so. you know, that voting, they feel, is not going to affect their lives. They've done their voting bit for so long, and, you know, now they've decided to stay at home and enjoy television.
Listen, you've got to be interested. Your cost of living's going up every week. And if you don't vote for the right boys, it's going to get worse. But don't you mind how much you're spending? Can I have a word with you? Well, you've got 1 minute, haven't you? I mean, do you realise what Mr. Williams done in this constituency already? For the social worker he is, he's got a rehabilitation centre. Have you any kids? Are you still there?
Liberal candidate Eric Thwaites hopes it will be third time lucky for him. He is well known in the area and has stood twice before in Islington North. I asked him if an independent candidate was going to lessen his chances at the polls.
Not to any very great extent. Naturally, I would prefer a candidate not fighting on a similar programme to myself, but an independent hasn't got the facilities which you need to really represent your constituency when you get into the House. And I think there is one thing in this election which is in my favour, that we've had Labour and Tory at the County Hall and at the Town Hall, and so many injustices to the individual, such complete failure to use their powers to see the amenities were maintained, means that we should have an MP who is prepared to use his powers of asking questions to make the local authorities pull their socks up.
You're all the same. Don't you get in power, you don't want to know us.
We haven't been in yet. How the hell do you know what we're doing till you try? The other two have ventured out.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I've been in the Labour, a transport, you know, paying for me all this Labour, and what they've done for me, nothing.
I quite agree. That's why I'm making it.
That's why I'm standing again. I'll just show you a place where I have to live.
Eric Thwaites, your Liberal candidate, has been visited.
The challenge in North Islington is persuading the 45,000 electorate to bother to vote for anybody. The people live in a state of resignation, and if anything is ever going to change for them, most feel it will not be via the polling booth. Just over half of them voted in the last election, and little more than a third in the last by-election. There are few signs of any awakening of interest.